All right, good morning, traders. Welcome to the Bookmap All Markets webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap. We'll be going through live order flow analysis. Welcome to the book and understand the participants in the auction process. This is our goal, is once we can understand not just like price action and candlesticks, we want to understand what much more beyond that, what's behind it all. Maybe that's a good lesson to go over is actually candlesticks today and candlestick patterns. But anyway, there's so much missing and so much to kind of understand and feel in the market that order flow allows you to do. That's why people look at order flow. And most people are looking at the DOM depth of market or your level 2 and for stocks. It only gives you a sliver though of what's happening. It's only giving you the now, right at the moment order flow, which might be good at your key levels. However, we can look at the now as well as the past. I'll show you what I mean by that. And we'll dive in here. All right, so just a couple of news items. So today's Tuesday, 1 p.m. we'll have our onboarding webinar. I will get you up and running using Bookmap and connected to data and subscribe to data. So if you're interested, I have the link here and I'll put this into the chat. There you go in YouTube, also over here in not Bookmap Academy, sorry. There. We're in our All Markets webinar. Okay. Oh, looks like Dan already beat me to it. Okay. Thank you, Dan. Good morning, Rob. Chase Patrol, Alois, Luciano. All right. So anyway, another thing, we've been going over this, our new course, and we've been going over this in the live market, though, our supply and demand setups course. Okay, it's exclusively on the Learning Center. So if you're interested in that, let me show you where to go. Go to bookmap.com and just click on education up here, and that'll take you right to the Learning Center. You can click right on the course here, and that'll open up the 10 videos and setups we have here. They're very short and very concise. The longest one is 4 minutes and 4.5 minutes, basically. All right, so that's the longest one. The shortest one's like just 2 minutes and 23 seconds, I think. So anyway, it varies in between those. So check it out, and we'll go through. This is the kernel of the setups in here, and we'll go through it in the live market, though. All right. So let's go through the risk disclosures, and then we'll jump in. General disclosure, all Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure, trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's jump over, look at the S&P E-mini, and here's what we got. Just opening up Bookmap. I believe everybody here now has access to this alpha version to be able to zoom out in Bookmap. I believe so, right? Let me know if you do. You log into bookmap.com and you'll see the alpha version there. I'll cover it also at 1 p.m. Today. So see this right here, this gap. This is the weekend. So this is an entire week of Bookmap data. Okay, and then here it is this starting this week here. Interesting stuff, and we can understand. Well, we saw this grind higher, and then last week we saw the move right back down, right where it broke out from, and then we're bouncing here now. Okay, so in fact, let's take a look at this compared to the candlesticks, okay? Because actually, if we're looking at this in here, it looks pretty good for a continuation to the upside. I was looking for this pullback. I was actually looking for it earlier, a few weeks ago, to fail and come back down into the range. It didn't. It is accepting above this range in here. Okay, so this is the range I'm talking about. So it was a couple of weeks worth of price action. Here's the breakout, here's the pullback, and we're still accepting above that area, right? So, and I still see more buying than selling. Okay, now we looked down at the volume bars or the volume dots, and you can see that there is more buying than selling. However, it's starting to, we'll see how this plays out today. And maybe we'll see more buying come back in. But right now, to me, it looks like it just wants to chop within this big range right here. Okay, this is the range I'm talking about, right? So up to 59.92 and down to 5,700. So, you know, we're talking basically like about a 300 point choppy range in here, right? But that's what I see. And we are accepting above it though, and that is bullish. All right, let's jump over to the candlestick chart, and we're just looking at some higher time frame stuff in here. The daily is over here on the right. I'm sorry, on the left, the hourly in the middle, and the 15-minute on the right. Okay, and here's what we got. Well, here's what we just looked at here. This little breakout of that couple of weeks worth of activity in here, our breakout above this swing in here. This is what I thought was going to happen. We'd hit this swing, maybe peak above it, and then come right back down and fill that gap right in here. And you can see we did not. We came up to this swing up here. In fact, I should probably show a few more bars in here. Not that many. Okay, that might be better. Yeah. So, I mean, there is a structural area up here, and you see some of the wicks in here and then the selling. That's where we came up and tested. So in essence, though, sellers are still in control. I mean, from this move, at least this point right here, they were tested up here by buyers and it failed. So that's the down day. Now we're back up and we're finding buyers again. And where are they going to go? Okay, well, we'll see if they explore back up into this area here around 59.26, or maybe even back to the highs of 59.90 or so. Okay, here's our hourly. Here's the gap up today, and yeah, I still see buyers in here, right? So where are they going to go? Well, we start to look at some of these areas in here. They got to get it back up above. We're just testing it now above 94, and the high of the day at 90 or 900, and then we need to see a breakout on some volume to go higher here. All right, 15-minute chart, you see the I've got the VWAP line on here, and then you can see this is only for the regular trading hours, and you see the gap here so far. And this has been our exploration into that gap. It has not gone deep into it, and this is bullish for now. Okay, we need to see what happens up here, and we're getting our test up into that area right now as it is. All right, so let's take a look here at our bigger picture, and let me double check and see if there's any questions at the moment. No, nothing in YouTube, and nothing over here in Discord. Okay, great. So we put this together here, this day trading preparation plan. It's over here in the All Markets webinar room, chat room. It's a PDF, and it's very simple, but it just gives some structure here from the top-down approach. It's really important. These two here, these two areas here, fundamentals and technicals, bigger picture here, are essential to do and go through this exercise. You're going to align your strategies and your setups with much greater ease and results. Good morning, Trading is Life. If you do this, all right. So what we're looking for in here is what's really moves the market here is the fundamentals. Okay, we have our economic calendar and we have geopolitical events, or it might be earnings or whatever it might be, right? So that all fits under fundamentals and big picture. What is moving the markets? This is the most important. The second is the bigger picture technicals. Okay, so this is also very important. There's lots of traders, like on the daily, the weekly candle, swings and or even like previous day or overnight sessions. Less important, but nonetheless, this is where traders are going to react. Want to understand the order flow around those levels, okay, and our key levels. What are you looking for and why on your key levels? Okay, your bigger picture, right? So on this zoom out version of Bookmap, we just briefly covered it here with this rectangle. Okay, that this is our key levels in here. It's 300 points wide, but we can also zoom in a little bit more, and we can see our gap in here from the cash session. Well, we're seeing all the price action in here, but you know, this would be the gap down into here, right? It's a pretty big gap. So are we going to get that today, or are we going to get buyers coming in? Right? These are the things we want to answer with the bigger picture technicals. And then we'll start to get down into some more details in here about developing some scenarios and some of the strategies we want to consider. What is our outlook for the day? Okay, this is really important. And then once we have our outlook for the day, and we kind of covered it already, you know, we're looking to see what the order flow looks like in some of these levels. And right now, it looks like there's more buyers coming in. So are they going to be able to get above this, some of the swings up in here on this 15-minute or on this version of Bookmap here? Okay, so we're going to look at that. And we're going to look at our key technical levels in here around that. And we're just testing them right now. Right, and that's going to give us our finally get down into our setup and criteria in our checklist. Okay, and this is where the Bookmap Academy comes in. We're looking for the order flow within Bookmap. Okay, and then we get into the trade management and criteria for that as well. So for example, if we're going to all-time highs and we're getting a breakout and it's on strong volume, well, then our trade management is going to be different. Okay, we may just put a trailing stop and a target way above at some big figure, or maybe even not have a target. Okay, just a trailing stop and that's it. All right. Anyway, so that's the top-down approach here. Again, if you want this is on our All Markets chat room. It's pinned in there, I believe, so you'll have access to it. It just is a good guide for you, and feel free to amend it however you feel or see fit. All right. Okay, so what are we seeing here? Well, here's our 9:30 cash open. Here's our overnight, and we see the 9:30 cash open, the move to the downside here, and then we're right back up though. Okay, so now in this scenario in here. Well, let's see, what's the momentum look like? We're kind of coming up into where we drop from up in here, and we just drew in this higher time frame trend line as well. Okay, I'm seeing buyers come in. Okay, interesting. Let's just zoom in a little bit further. It's a little back and forth in here. There's sellers in here. There's buyers here. Look up here. Okay, I see high liquidity in here, and I don't see many buyers. In fact, I'm seeing a cluster of sellers down here. And now sellers were only able to take it down this far though. Okay? And then now we get buyers coming back in again. Okay, so I would give well, it's kind of hard to say if I'd give a slight nod here. I think so. The overall kind of momentum here is to the upside. Yeah, I think I'd look for the buyers to try to test up into this 89. Or I'm sorry, 98, and then also 5,900 up here, the figure. So that's what I'm looking for. But I really don't see a lot of conviction behind that right now. Okay, this is the move we're looking for, but I'm not gonna participate in that. Okay, there's a lot of exhaustion in here. There's high liquidity in here, and there's a cluster of selling here. Okay, so due to these facts in here, I will pass. And it's doing what we're looking for here, but we're just going to wait for something a little bit better. Okay, there we go, into high liquidity here. And we're talking on Friday about stop runs up into these areas here. So, and we're getting it, right? So, and due to what we just covered in here, we can look for maybe a move back into the range. Okay, so what will that look like? Well, we're trading into high liquidity here. We're looking for some exhaustion in here. I'm not seeing it yet. Yeah, I like that we traded into the high liquidity here, and the transaction did take place, and we do see some stop runs here. Okay, but what we have in terms of selling, well, the sellers cluster is down here. And yeah, let's see what happens up in this 5,903/4. Okay, there we go. Okay, so not too much transacted up into there. That liquidity is still there. Okay, now they're pulling that liquidity. Okay, so buyers can take it through. Oh yeah, we covered this one, the quotes counter, last week as well. I'm going to go back into the volume counter for the chart range volume profile. All right, any questions so far? Let's see, Alois, 7.7 B2 is available for download. Yeah, I think so. I think that's it, 7.7. The version I'm using right now is I never changed it. It is old. So I believe that is the new one, Alois. I'll download after the upcoming webinar on the onboarding. Then I'll install the new one. All right, well, it's still breaking out, and it's breaking out on some volume here. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Yeah, this is what kept me away. Exhaustion, high liquidity, and this cluster is selling. Now that it was a lower or a higher low in here, and then we saw the buying in here, but we have a stop run, high liquidity, and we had some selling in here. So that's what kept me out. Okay, coming up to 05 liquidity up here, 163 contracts. And we don't really have a setup here yet either for anything here. We will, if we're looking for a reversal, then the setup, we don't have anything close to it right now. We still see momentum here to the upside. All right, I'm going to play around with the stops and icebergs in here. Hold on a minute. Got too many stops here. This was from our demo on Friday. Yeah, let's go in with the automatic in here. That'll do it. Okay, so now I just check the box here for automatic individual threshold based off of standard deviation within the 60-minute period, and then the multiplier of standard deviation of 1.3. That gave me a threshold here of 24. So it's got to be 24 or greater. Here, this one was 25, so you can see it displayed here. Right, here's 32, here's 40, here's that 105 that we saw earlier. Okay, well, let's see if this kind of 107.5 area here, due to these wicks and price action, kind of looking to see what might happen up there. And that's right up here, 107. And there's 200 contracts up there. So, we get this question all the time about newer people trying out Bookmap, and then saying it doesn't match my trading style. And if there's anyone out there right now, if let me know your trading style, and I'll show you how to apply Bookmap to it. We can even start here. We'll just look at we'll turn on some candles. Okay, and actually, let me turn off of the best bid and offer and the volume dots. Okay, and here we go. And we're starting to see something not only in the candlesticks. God, I turn it right off right when something happens. So actually, let's turn this stuff right back on. So here's what we have: this 105 up here, and trade into some of that. Only 61 contracts traded so far. It exhausts out, and then we see this cluster of selling and a stop run here. Okay, so now this here could be a potentially low volume pullback. Now, I don't think we're ready yet, right? We're still in an uptrend and we're just kind of going sideways now. But we could look for, our buyers going to get back up above here and trade into that 105, or is this it? Does this move away here, just a pullback on low volume, which it is so far, and the sellers come in again here, right? So in fact, we can even demo that. It is a counter trend trade, but I want to show you what we'd be looking for then. Looking for sellers down here at this kind of 03.25, and see, now we're not getting that. See how we're getting buyers here, right? So we're coming back up to 105. Okay, but it doesn't mean this might be just the start of this kind of distribution pattern. You Wyckofians out there, looking for markup period, back and forth in distribution, and then markdown period. Okay, there's a big stop run right there. Okay, 212. Now, let's take a look at this in here. We're coming up to that 07 level, and we just had a big stop run. All right, we got this question about how to utilize stop runs. And now we're kind of getting near our key level up here, this 07. It was 07.5 or so. So, I mean, maybe we'll come up a little bit higher here. But now I'm kind of curious, after a big stop run above this key or near this key level, do we see sellers come in? Okay, do we come back into the range in here? And let's take a look for it. There's some exhaustion. Okay, and we're still seeing buyers though. Now we're seeing buyers back up here. Oh, we're not ready yet. There's some selling. Okay, so stop run, exhaustion, and some selling here. Now, I still don't think we're ready. I still think we're going to squeeze higher here. But I'm going to look for it here. And if we do here, I'll set an order in here. Okay. Oh, I just got filled. Okay. So, and there's exhaustion again. So now if we get buyers back up here, we're just going to exit the trade. Okay, but we're not looking for a whole lot. We're just looking for a move back down into the range in here. Okay, we're still getting buyers. Okay, I'm going to exit that. Okay, so we'll take a small loss on that. The idea was stop run or up near our key level. And maybe we should have waited a little bit longer for our key level, which is kind of where we are now. I would love to see a stop run back up into above our key level, 09 or 10 up here. Okay, there's some selling. Okay, so we're off. We're a little too early on that one there. Okay, we can try to get a low volume pullback though, right here, if we get it. Let's see if we get a low volume pullback to here. Okay, this is where it dropped from again in here. All right, so we're filled on that. And now let's see if we can get more selling in again. We'll target high liquidity down here at the figure. Guys, this is not a trading room. This is only in demo. It does say trading real down here, but this is in demo paper trading mode. You can see it says right up here in the upper left-hand corner, the ES here in demo at sim. Okay, so this is all in simulation. And what I want to cover in here is looking for a setup and order flow to support some of these ideas, and then the trade management on top of it. Okay, we can see the buying come back in, and we're kind of caught in some distribution in here, I think. Let's see if our sellers come back in for another push lower. The other thing we've got going for us here is the time of day. It's about 10:30 East Coast time. And typically we get kind of around this time, we do get some sort of reversal. Okay, so we're kind of playing into that, and we do see the selling in here and our pullback. Okay, but we never know. We might get one more push back up into here, 9 and 10. And if we do, that's fine. We'll take a small loss and look for the next setup. Let's also take a look at a candlestick pattern in here. Probably should have done that over here. Would have served us pretty well. So what we're looking for, I mean, you can see the green candles coming in back up to here. So we're looking for a red candle to go below the swing here and retest back down here, which will be where we kind of got in. And then let's see if we can get down into the low here from that candle. Okay, so here come the sellers. All right, now let's see the follow through. Okay, there is exhaustion there, so let's say we can even take another shot at that here, and will free us up to take off some down here, and then also look for a bigger move, maybe down here. So we're looking for this kind of shift and flow in here from buy side to sell side, and this is where we see it really initiate here. Okay, buyers coming back in, trying to take control of the market again, and they might. Let's see, do we find them up here? This is where we want to see if we find the buyers up here. And let me see if there's any questions here. No. Okay, well, this kind of attack here by the buyers was met with some exhaustion again here. Okay, and again, more selling in here. Now, we're not out of the woods yet. These sellers need to get some traction right below here at 04, and then we might get the move back down into the the figure here. Let's see some decisiveness. Okay, we got the test of this swing, but we're one tick lower. There we go. Okay, so we kind of followed some of that liquidity at the bottom of the range here. That was the idea, and then we're looking for a bottom of this range or the high liquidity here at the figure, 19 or 5,900. Okay, you can see like we're just testing this here, and we're probably going to get a reaction at this little swing. Again, this is why, like, okay, I see sellers in here, and I'm looking for them to break it. But these levels in here, like, this is not really a key level. But maybe for this time frame is not bad, right? To look for, taking some profit or managing your trade at that point. So for example, if we do see the buyers come back in and we come back into this range, we will exit the trade. I'm looking for the sellers to take it away from this area in here. And so far so good. I mean, look at the selling coming in. Okay, it looks good. Let's just see if they have the power though to move this lower here and break this range in here. Any questions? Does that make sense? I mean, you can see this kind of head and shoulders pattern or this kind of reversal pattern starting to set up. Okay, we just don't have follow through yet. Okay, this looks good though. We just need to get the follow through now. Okay, that is a low volume pullback. We can even take that. Okay, so now I just added into it because this volume in here was quite a bit lower than this volume in here. So now I'm looking for sellers now to move it. And let's see if they can. Okay, so found some buyers now. All right, this is getting interesting. Now we're going to counter with some sellers in here, or we're going to see the buyers try to trade back up into this area up in here and resume the trend from previously. Well, still seems to be some buying pressure. Okay. So that's not what we're looking for. So let's exit this. And yeah, I actually might get the breakout here and the move higher into 09 and 10. This kind of area here, you see the big profile. Okay, in fact, let's actually configure this and take a look at the delta in here. Yeah, we were reading this delta over here, but you see that buying come back in. And this setting here, when you right click in your columns and go to the configure column here, brings up this window. The low volume pullback, as you guys know, this is one of the setups in that course. The one thing, and this is it. I mean, we took it. There's one kind of caveat in here for it, is that this is more of the start of a reversal if this followed through here to the downside. I think somebody, I think it was Fantasy, showed a really good low volume pullback several times in a trending environment. And that's really where this low volume pullback shines. For the reversal, this would be your kind of starter here. If this reversed, this would be your kind of starter, and then you'd look for another pullback and then continuation to the downside. And we didn't get it. And really pretty choppy in here. We see back and forth. You can see it right in the candlesticks, but you can see it in the volume dots as well. So not much happening right now. We might. What if we do get some big selling in here? That would be we definitely look for a move back down to the bottom of the range in the 5,900. Hey Shark, happy Tuesday. Hope everyone had a good Memorial Day weekend. It was nice to have the day off. And here in New York City, finally a little bit warmer weather. Last week was cold. It was cold, rainy, and windy here. It was horrible. And everyone here has got their heat turned off as well. All right, this could be turning into our wedge pattern in here. Potentially here. We've got the retest back down, and we still see buying back up at this level in here. And I don't really like it too much, but we could see this if we get this this liquidity was pulled here, and I'm looking for buyers to try to take it back up into this 10 level now. 9 looks like 9 pulled, so it's really now 10, and nothing so far. All right, here we go. Let's see. Yep, starting to inch its way higher. There we go. There's a stop run too. It's kind of doing it. There's a couple of caveats though in the wedge pattern in here that we kind of noticed last time, and I kind of anticipating this to break out and fail and then come back down. So here's why: because of all of this selling in here, okay, and it broke the structure in here, and then and we have heavy selling. So what we're looking for really in the wedge pattern is like higher lows in here, and really not looking for too much selling. We're looking for buying pressure. So we want to see retests into these areas in here, but either high liquidity in here absorbing it all, which we do not have either. If we had high liquidity in these areas in here, like right in here, very, very high liquidity. That would be great. It would be great to even see high liquidity up underneath it here as well. And we don't have that either. Okay, so we don't have all the pieces here for a higher probability setup. Okay, trend is good though, that it's going with the trend. That is important. Let me show you that in the candlestick pattern here. Don't really have it on this 15-minute chart. Let's see if we can maybe look at a 5-minute or lower and see if we see something here. Oh, just failed. Let's try that again. Okay. All right, so it's working out. We don't really quite see it in here. It's not bad, but like it's this this candle here that kind of kept me away from it. Right, so I'm looking for it to kind of trade up into here and fail and come back in, but we'll see. Okay, big stop run here up into high liquidity. 500 orders up here at 12. Let's see if they transact. Trading is life. I'm showing VWAP way down here at 92. And we do have a swing here. I mean 99. This is by the figure here. Okay, high liquidity trading up here. And 91.75 is where you see it. Okay. Yeah, I'm just about there too. Yep. Yeah, right on it. Okay, well, you got pretty much an engulfing candle here, right? Now, the question is on candlestick charts. This is where, like, you know, I like candles. I don't have anything against them. I just think that they offer less transparency. Okay, so what does this move up here mean? And then the move away here. Okay, so you know this should be bearish. Now, what makes up this candle though in terms of volume, in terms of liquidity or order flow? And it's not bad. It's not bad. So here's what we've got for the short potentially in the move back into the range here, especially this 06 high volume node here, 05, something like that, or you know down to 02. Okay, so we do have a move up into high liquidity. It transacted, and we have a stop run and another stop run up here. Okay, and more high liquidity coming in here now at a lower area, or yeah, a little bit lower. And we do see the selling in here. Okay, so now we just had exhaustion here. Okay, now again, this is counter trend trade. Okay, but let's go for it here, and let's see if we can get something out of it here. Okay, it might just chop in this little area in here. Okay, but what we're looking for is well, let's see if it we're already finding buyers here. Okay, but we're going off this candlestick pattern in here. And the engulfing pattern here. And now this is not looking good for us already. We see the high liquidity just transacted on big volume here. And this is retraced all the way back up into this candle here. Okay, but we do have high liquidity at our level, and and it just transacted again up here. Okay, and we had a stop run too. Looks like we have some icebergs in here. Let's see. Some buying icebergs here. How many of you guys trade candlesticks out there? Well, I mean, most of us are looking at some sort of bar data for sure. But I mean, like candlestick patterns. Let me put a poll in here. Kind of curious. If you do, we'll go over them more. So there you go. It's a yes/no question. Do you trade candlestick patterns? Okay, so we're going off of this one, and we're going off of a level, and we also have stop runs in here, and we have high liquidity. And we just don't see quite an, I mean, we have some volume here on the sell side. Okay, and we just traded up here. It almost retraced the entire candle. Okay, but now we're seeing some exhaustion or high liquidity in here that did not trade very much. And we see the selling start and some exhaustion here. So selling is coming in. So now sellers have the potential to move it. And let's see if they do. Okay, or are we just going to chop in this little area in here? Okay, all of this right here. Okay, IBOM is part of your analysis. Yep. I mean, this is looking pretty good here because of the volume behind the candle here, right? So we have high liquidity. It traded up into right up in here, and you see the candles after the fact. It's this price action here that makes up between these two candles here. Okay, this spinning top and then this move here. Okay, so this looks pretty good, right? Because you have this selling in here, you have exhaustion, and you have high liquidity up here. Okay, and you also had this candle up here, an engulfing one. So it's just a retracement. Right? So we're kind of looking inside the candle, in between the candle here, and we see the high liquidity, and we also see the selling. Okay, so it makes sense. We're at the bottom of the range here. Now the question is there selling that is willing now to take it back into the range here? Okay, or is this low enough to find buyers at this point? And we chop back up into this range and maybe even break out up into this 14.25 high liquidity. Okay, here come the buyers. They're going to give it a shot back into the range here. Now this is interesting. There's higher liquidity again down lower here at 09. Okay, now this volume is rather equal to the selling in here, so I don't. This is not a low volume pullback. Caveat on the low volume pullback again as well. This is we're not trending yet, so we're going to not look for the low volume pullback at this point. Okay, and it's not so low volume. Okay, so this one's starting to break it and it's starting to play out though. Okay, so where are we going to go here? where are the sellers going to take it? Well, how about down into this swing down in here? Okay, the figure down here, or is there liquidity down here is the question, right? So let's kind of follow the liquidity here. This is not bad here to take some off right here, to be honest. This is there's liquidity here at 03 or 04, I should say. Okay. And other than that, it's down here at the figure. And again, not much of a low volume pullback. Okay, are we starting to trend? I see some buying in here. That's not what we want to see. And my target keeps on shifting. The liquidity keeps shifting down here. So I'm going to look at the swing, and yeah, we're just in front of that swing down here. So I don't mind that. But I like this liquidity down here at the figure. All right. Well, in terms of that buying is coming right back in again. Okay, so this is it's having a hard time trying to find sellers in here. We're finding buyers at the lows. Okay, so are we just going to chop in this area, or are the buyers going to try to take it to highs again? Okay, like they did last time. This one looks a little different to me than this one over here. This was more of just a kind of a move out and a move right back in. See how this one has moved away from our area in here by a lot more. And so we're coming up to the top of where it broke out, or this range in here now, this kind of 08. Okay, right where we got in. Let's see, Shark. Yeah, you you guys are talking about some of the wicks there. Okay. Yeah, this is just turning into, so far, some chop here, back and forth. You like it to wick through your EMA, Shark? Yep. Here's a stop run here. We still have that high liquidity at 09. Okay, that's kind of keeping me in the game here. An iceberg buying there, 110 just transacted. Okay, so you can see some liquidity in here on the offer at lower areas in here. So we're starting to see a little bit of a battle kind of shape up here, right up around this 08, 09 level. All right, well, we came back down here and found very few sellers here, so that's not looking good. We need to see a heck of a lot more at this level right here at 07 for them to move it. If we're not going to get it, we're going to likely come up back into this 09 and maybe up to 12. All right, there's a little more selling. Okay, so sellers are still in here, still engaged. Okay, back down into some wicks in here, or some of the swings here. Let's see now. Okay, there's buying and selling. There's some pretty heavy selling that just came in. Let's see if they can, are we going to chop again now in a new level? Okay, this level here, we're going to break it. Let's take a look here. Okay, I don't see a lot of liquidity here filled. And the selling looks good through here. Now we need to see down through here more selling. Okay, so the pullback in here, it is pretty low volume here on the buy side so far. So let's see if we get follow through on the sell side here. And that's not what we're looking for. All right, well, we're going to exit that. Well, let's see. We're going to give it one more shot. If they come back up here, we'll exit it on the retest. Okay, not out of the woods yet. Okay, if we get buying up here at this 06.5, we're out. Yeah, we're gonna dump it. Yeah, we're just gonna dump it. Okay, well, it was worth a shot. Well, we got something out of it. That's not what we're looking for again up in here, right? We're looking for follow through on the sell side. And we thought maybe, it's like, ooh, we're not looking for that either. And then we saw the selling come back in again here. So it's like, okay, well, maybe we'll give it another shot. If we get up to that 06.5, we're out. Okay, and we did, and we see the buying up in here. All right, so pretty choppy. Haven't gotten much traction on anything today. Some missed timings on some of these, and also these have been I think they've all been counter trend trade, which is kind of odd in the trending environment here. It's just time of day, and we were up pretty far, and then we saw the high liquidity transact and a stop run here. So that's what I was looking for. Well, let's see here. 65% of you guys look at candlestick patterns. Okay, this is interesting. I knew it was high, but well, I guess it's that's not super high. I mean, that's how most of us are looking at price action. We're looking at some sort of bar data. The thing is this like, like price action, it's just you can't get into the details in here. So you don't know what's happening up at some of these levels. Like now we'll take a look at this in here. And is this on a smaller time frame up in this 15-minute chart here? Will this turn into a wedge, maybe some sort of wedge pattern in here? Okay, this is the move, this is the pullback, and this is what we're looking for. Is it's not really doing it. We're looking for pressure and equal lows in here, and we're not looking for buy volume up in here, right? That's what made us exit. Okay, see how this is starting to look better though, right? Just this little area in here. So we wouldn't look for much of a break though. I mean, you're not looking for much out of that. And they're still buying up in here and here, right? We want to see exhaustion, selling, lower high, exhaustion, maybe high liquidity following on the way down, and then selling down here again. Then we're looking for the break, like maybe the third time down here, we'd look for the break. Okay, and we're just not seeing that in here, right in here. And if we don't see it, we're just going to stay away from it. But and it's a small one, because this is the impulse move here, and this is the chop. So rainy days, what do you look at mostly? You're looking at if you're not looking at candlesticks or some sort of candlestick pattern. Are you looking at structure? Are you looking at volume profile? I do like seeing the high liquidity at a lower level in here. Large lot tracker is showing us probably about 900 of these contracts in here, or 850 or so as one player. Okay, at this level here at 09 3/4. All right, let's zoom out here. Let's take a look at our bigger picture approach. Well, I mean, basically, it's still trending up. In fact, let me get rid of some of this stuff. Well, maybe we'll look at, let's just get rid of some of this stuff. Here are our drawings. And we'll clear our candlesticks. And maybe we'll not show stops and icebergs for a moment. Okay. Yeah, still bullish, really. I thought we'd get a little deeper into the gap here, but nope. And we're back up. Okay, so where are the bulls going to take it? Well, this was the area we were looking for, kind of somewhere around in here. Like, I think this is the that's the figure. And then I think we're looking at this, yeah, this swing here, which is our 7 level. And let's zoom into this area here. I don't know. It's pretty choppy, but you know, maybe there's enough buying pressure to get up into like 35 or 50 up in here. That's where these swings are. So let's take a look at it here. Here. And then this was our 06 or 7 level here. Right. It's still trying. Okay, so well, let's see what the buyers have behind it here. Yeah, Shark, I like your idea. I mean, that here's what I really like about those wicks that you're talking about, and in certain areas, like wicking into an area and rejecting. We can look at many time frames in here in the same idea, like this move, you know, down and then immediately back up, and then buyers in here. Okay, I would look for a retest back up to the swing, somewhere around in here, and you know, it did that and then it broke out. But it basically, you know, auction process in here. Price came down here. It tested these areas here, and it rejected. So, you know, this is the area down here. It spiked into, and it rejected down here around this 67 level or so. 66, 67, on up to 71, somewhere around in here. Rejected and came back up. Now it's going to test back up into these areas in here, and it already has, and that's what we were kind of looking for, the fade out of that area, right? And it's just we didn't really get much of a fade. Okay, so I'm looking for the retest back up into here. This is the we're in a little too early in here, but we trade into this liquidity here around this 10 to 12 level in here. And then we saw something in here for us to look for the potential retest. It tested up here, retest back down again. Okay, maybe back down into some sort of mean reversion type of trade. Okay? And we're not seeing it. It's still pretty bullish in here so far. Does that make sense? Okay, so here again, here's the spike, here's the rejection. This same idea right in here. Is this similar to what you're looking at, that spike and wick through your that higher time frame? If that was the level you were looking at, the same idea in here, and then the rejection. Okay, so here we didn't get too much of a spike. Just we got this kind of double bottom. And then coming back up. Okay, so just chopping around in here. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, but we did have something in here to take profits. And we did mention it, but was measured move maybe down into this 04, and I thought, nah, you know, we've seen enough buying in here. Like, I'm looking for them to retest back down into some of these levels here. But that would have been the an idea to take some off right around in here, right? High liquidity swings, It's kind of close to a measured move here. Okay, here comes that buying pressure. Up into 10. Okay, next stop, it looks like this 13 level here. Or I'm sorry, 12 3/4. Or Alois, this is the stop. You were looking at this swing in here. Yep. Yeah, beauty. All right, let's see any other questions. And we might okay, so we got up to 70%. We're going to end the poll here. Well, I'll give you guys another minute if you want to add into that poll. So 70% of you guys look at candlestick patterns. Okay. Let's get a few more votes if you can. Let's push this 24 votes. Let's get at least 25 votes in here. At least, maybe 30. All right, well, so let's turn on some candles, and you know, another view you can utilize in here. You don't always have to be kind of stuck with a setup like this. In fact, you can use instrument copy, or Trader Map Lite, Trader Map Pro in here. Let's use instrument copy. You guys probably haven't seen this for quite a while. This was originally why we did offered the or how we came up to offer the Trader Map Lite and Trader Map Pro is by the instrument copy. Okay, so so that you can look at another instrument in here. Is it add-ons manager? Do I have it in? Okay, yeah, I've got it. There it is. Okay, so we'll create one here. The ES. There it is, right here. Okay, so let's jump over to this one here. Now, since this is a copy of the ES, we can turn down the heat map. We can look at candles. We can turn off best bid and offer, the volume dots, and we'll keep the bars on. And we'll add our candles. And there you go. And then let's right click on the candles and go to candlestick settings. And we've got 1 minute. Let's look at 5 minutes. And that ought to do it. Okay. There we go. And we can zoom out. We can change the width of the body in here. That's maybe a little wide. Okay. All right, so you can use this view. You can also just add your heat map on here if you like as well, okay? Or volume dots right on here. Okay, so look at the buying off of that. Wow, let's zoom into this. Okay, I don't see high liquidity in here, but you can see that we just tested down into here, and this was low enough to find some buyers. Okay, or retracement back in at least. All right, so 65 of you guys percent use candles. Okay, Alec, you didn't know you can do that? Yeah, yeah. We've got it all in here. We've got so many features. We're super feature rich in here. All right, see now I'm flying kind of blind in here. I want to know what's happening in here, and I have volume bars, but I don't have much information in here. Okay, this is why I don't like candles. I don't understand this move here on the candle. Okay, so let's jump back to the heat map version here. Okay, so here's our move down. Okay, and then here's our volume coming back up. Okay, I get it now. Look at high liquidity under here at 09, right? So I would look for these buyers to try to break out now. It looks pretty good. Okay, this one didn't work out, but boy, we found some buyers back here and through here. Okay, and now we're getting our breakout. Okay, now we can add our stops and icebergs on here and everything else. And we didn't get a stop run yet. Okay, European close coming up in just a few minutes though, so I am going to stay away from any open positions for the moment. Yeah, Abby, you're looking at ICT. Yeah, I mean, ICT type stuff like we've been going over for years. It's all the same stuff. It's nothing new at all. It's just kind of repackaged in a different way in terms of break of structure. I mean, we're all looking at that. But we're looking at much more. What he calls a liquidity grab is not a liquidity grab. It's really a stop run. So I really I'm not a big fan of that kind of rebranding of these things because I think it's misleading to be honest. Okay, so it's not really what's happening there. I think we do a pretty good job here. I'll show you over at the Learning Center. And if you go here to bookmap.com, education, and then go to the market mechanics course here, click on that, and then watch part one, the first one here. It's about an hour long, and you'll go through the really the market mechanics because you can't see it in the candlestick chart. So it's just kind of made up, and the ICT or others just kind of point to these areas, but we can actually show it and show you what's happening behind it. Okay, Shark, so you want to take a look at how to open up instrument copy. It's the same thing. Really, it's utilizing the same kind of functionality as the Trader Map Lite and Trader Map Pro, but just go up to configure add-ons, and then you'll see under here, instrument copy, right here. If you don't see it here, Shark, just go a little bit lower, go to add-ons manager, click on that. That'll bring up your add-ons manager. And then these are ordered alphabetically. So you'll see instrument copy right here. And you can see I have it installed already. If you don't see it here, just scroll to the bottom and you'll see it available for install here. Okay. All right. And then just click on it. Or here, another thing to do is heck, you can just add a new symbol in here. I would go with the instrument copy, but you can also just add a new symbol in here. And let's just add in the ES again. ESM5. Okay. Click subscribe. And then this window pops up here. You're already subscribed to it. Do you wish to create another copy? You say, yep. And you can give it a name if you like. And then it just confirms it. And then here's a copy of a copy. Okay, rainy days, you're looking at GEX levels. That's great. Yeah, the options and the GEX levels has been working really, really well, just because there's just so much order flow around these and options positions around these levels. So those are your higher time frame levels. So then, as you probably know, over in the Bookmap Academy, look at those higher time frame levels in terms of your options, then your order flow around them. Okay, so here we go. Look at this move up here into high liquidity, but it pulled, right? And we have a stop run here, a big one. All right, so is that it? Is that all we're going to get out of this? Are we going to get a pullback, back into and come back down to this candle here? And this is the high volume node in here. Yep. But Abby, I totally agree with you. Look at your higher time frame levels and then Bookmap, however it is that you trade. And you use that as your confluence, and those are the easiest trades for you, which is fantastic. That's the way to go. Yep. That is the way to go. Just like Rainy Days is using his GEX levels, and perfect stuff. Okay, yeah, I don't mean to bash anyone's strategies or anything. I just think that I think it's good stuff. I just think it is inaccurate, the kind of repurposing of it. That's all. And we're all confused enough with trading. So the kind of we're trying to be very careful with using the right terminology in here. Okay, very, very careful, because it trickles down. It is super important. So this course in here, this basic market mechanics course, or this course in here, supply and demand. I mean, we're trying to use the proper terminology. We have a glossary in here as well. You can go to knowledge and glossary here, and we try to make these in here as well very, very accurate. So we're all on the same page, because it's nothing new. I mean, this stuff has existed for a long, long time. All right, guys. Well, we'll wrap it up over on YouTube. Yeah, if you wish to subscribe to the channel or give us a like, a thumbs up there. We will see you later today at 1 p.m. East Coast time for the onboarding webinar. So if you're new to Bookmap and you want to get up and running, we'll be there for you. It'll be about a half hour long. Else, we have the Bookmap Academy meeting on Thursday at market close, 4 p.m. East Coast. And then this webinar will be again on Friday. So we'll see you then. Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming. And we will see you next time. Okay. Yep. Take care. Bye-bye.